think, you know, there's a couple steps you can do. The first thing you want to do is talk to people in a big picture kind of aspect. You know, don't get hung up on products. Talk about concepts. Talk about, you know, what is this event about? Well, tell me about, then expand it. You go from the event, you know, and then from that event, and you say, well, tell me about your audience, right? Then you get bigger yet, and then you say, well, tell me about your goals. And then all of a sudden, now you're thinking differently. And then once you hear people's goals and other things, then you're going to start to hear sometimes opportunities for incentive programs. So the first thing would be, I think, just in your conversations, you know, how you address your people. And again, think about the big picture. And then the other thing is, Mark had alluded to it, you know, you just have to tell people. You tell people right away that, you know, you do incentive programs. And actually how I got one of the service award programs that we're doing now is that when I came in, brand new person even, in this instance, you know, I said, well, we do promotional products, but we also act as consultants to you in partnerships, and we do incentive programs, and I named some. I named service award programs and blah, 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 and all of a sudden, oh, well, we're not really happy with our service award program. And there it was. You know, it's just mentioning it. It's kind of like, it's like promotional products, and people think of you as their golf outing person, and then you can't get them off of that you sell other things besides golf. It's the same way with incentives. So you got to kind of broaden your customers, you know, mind. What my company did, LinJen did, we created a separate website so that we talk about the different kinds of incentive programs we create. So it's not just promotional products, and we do mention it right into our existing website that we serve our customers in 2 different ways. We're a solutions provider, and we do it with promotional products and gifts, but we also do, one of the other strategies is incentive programs. And then we list it on our business cards, and we put it in brochures, and we put it in taglines on our emails. You know, I mean, you really want to communicate this because nobody's going to know it unless you tell them about it.
What is your website? Could you mention that?
The website that talks about behavioral change is LinJen-alchemy.com. LinJen, L-I-N-J-E-N, dash alchemy, ALCHMEMY.com. And that alchemy is changing into gold. You know,
mm-hmm.
So.
The other thing that you can do when you're, does anybody ever, do people actually still go out to their clients and visit them in their offices? Yeah? Okay. And does anyone ever visit their clients' websites and take a look? You know, yeah, great, because those are also often like unharvested gold mines that are sitting there waiting for you. And the next time you walk into your client's office, stop for a second, pause and look around. Notice the environment. Look at what awards they may have on the wall, and ask yourself, you know, hey, I noticed that you have this Employee of the Month. Tell me about that. How does that work? How does someone get nominated for that? What are they getting for the rewards? You know, you can, and we'll get into some more of the questions in the other section. But I think the point was just to stop and look, because oftentimes there's little symbols there for you of somebody that has something in place. And for those companies that don't have those, well, then it might be a good question to ask and say, well, I noticed that there's nothing on your walls about this kind of stuff. How do you typically recognize your employees? And so you can actually use it as an advantage whether you have it there or it's not there.
So wrapping up the strategy question here for you is, it sounds as if, Linda, from your perspective, you're coaching us that we don't need to go buy a brand new marketing list. We don't have to go try to look for smokestacks. We can go to our existing client base, and while you built out a website to substantiate and support it, it sounds as if I can actually just get started with a conversation with my existing clients. Is that correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yes, and yes, if you do not, let me say this, you do not have to do a website. Okay, that was something that we chose to do. All you need to do is work with your existing customers and, of course, you know, new potential customers. But what you do want to do with your existing customers is you really want to have that conversation with them. You want to get to know more what they're doing, and you really want to ask them, you want to learn about what they're doing. I have sales reps that work for me, and oftentimes I hear them talking, and it's about listening. And so asking the right questions, that will really take you where you want to go. As far as other ways you can develop some business from existing relationships is when you talk to the people that you're already associated with, maybe you're talking to a marketing person at a company. If you learn about that company, maybe they have a safety department, maybe there's an HR department. You know, talk to them, and as you partner with this person, they can see that you have an interest in their entire business. So it's only natural for you to say, you know, we do a lot of safety programs, or we do service award programs. Can you introduce me, you know, to so and so? And one of the things that's going to be important to find out is try to find out the people who can really make the decision. If you've got a contact that you're working with now in marketing, for example, then just say, you know, who would be the person that would make the decision for, you know, getting safety programs? Because, I mean, if you're already in there, get the right contact right away, because you can spend a lot of time, you know, waste a lot of time.
Are there some specific titles, though, and as far as prospecting techniques, is there a couple of titles that you'd like to
I would say,
for?
you know, you want, in the safety area, you want a safety director. Service award programs are often done by the head of HR. The sales incentive programs by sales managers, and you know, sometimes it's VP of sales, but sometimes that's too high a level. It depends on the size of your company. Customer service programs, head of customer service. So but you're looking for some kind of upper management level, and depending on how large the business is, you know, that may not go to the very tip top. It may be a mid-management level for them to then, you know, bring it up. And then just some other existing relationships you may have, your chambers of commerce. When you go to business expos, if you show at any expos, you know, always think of yourself as a consultant and ask questions like, ask broader questions. Don't immediately say, do you buy pens and pencils, or who buys that stuff? You know, don't start out that way. Start out saying who you are and what you do, and then, you know, go in and asking about what do they do, and what is their company trying to accomplish, and what are some of their challenges, things like that.
I recently had a knee replacement, and my dentist did a wonderful job. and I was intrigued by that, Mr. Repkin, because basically it's all about awareness. And as far as that analogy was, there's truth in that, because the best place to start is with your existing database. And how often do people go to the dentist? They go to the dentist usually when they need to go, and if you're a good citizen, you go 2 times a year for a cleaning. But in the meantime, your dentist is replacing knees and you don't know about it. And the only way the dentist is going to do that is in an outreach mode versus you walking in the office. So it's better to start in your inner circle and keep them aware. Yes, they have to come to your website. They may see things. Your sales team may be out there. But your own promotional products people, start a little campaign to your existing database and just say, we want, you know, put some creativity behind it. You know, jar them that, hey, we do this as well, and if you're struggling with top line sales, give us a call and put a promotional product behind it and spend a few dollars and send it out to a couple hundred people. I guarantee you'll get 5 phone calls if you do that.
Well, let me stick with you then. Let's talk about the buyer expectations. And when they're in the decision-making process, what can the audience expect to run into, and how do they need to be prepared for those meetings?
Well, yeah, good question. I mean, buyer expectations, I know you said you don't need a website, and you don't need a website, but things that